I'll give you my gun when you take it from my cold dead hands by Darin Hinch.
On July 20th, 2012, in Aurora, Colorado, a young man entered a movie theater that was playing the new movie Batman and began firing into the audience. 12 people were killed and about 58 were injured, according to CNN.com. If at least one person in the audience had been armed, could lives have been saved? Because we have the right to bear arms, this could have happened. There are a lot of people trying to take the Second Amendment right away from us, and they must be stopped. First, let me explain to you about the problem regarding our right to bear arms. The interpretation of the Second Amendment is constantly being challenged. The Second Amendment is part of the Bill of Rights, which entitles people by the Constitution of the United States. The Bill of Rights was made to protect individual liberties and to prevent a strong centralized government. According to the Founder's Second Amendment, Origin of the Right to Bear Arms by Stephen Holbrook. The rights in the Bill of Rights, number one, our rights have already existed, and number two, the government should not infringe upon those rights. Most challenges to the Second Amendment have been concerned whether it refers to a collective or individual rights, as explained by Saul Cornell's article. Collective would mean that you could only bear arms while in a militia, and an individual would mean that each person has the individual right to bear arms. Many federal courts have heard cases over the Second Amendment. The first court case was in 1822, only 31 years after the amendment was ratified, as shown in the article, The History of the Second Amendment. The court cases are all listed on the website, firearmsandliberty.com. 6 of them have went to the Supreme Court. For now, it is a pre-existing and individual right, but now they have to also deal with issues of other issues of the Second Amendment. Other difficult issues: which firearms are protected? Where can they be carried? According to the NRA and Reagan conservative defending Second Amendment in court. And we cannot create laws which would interfere with states' rights, according to Saul Cornell, the professor at the Ohio University. Without the Second Amendment, we would not have the right to bear arms, and we would not be able to see the statistics from the article Gun Control Fact Sheet from 2004, which says about 6,850 times per day people use guns to protect themselves. Each year, about 200,000 women use guns to protect themselves from sexual abusers. Citizens will kill twice as many criminals with guns as the police officers do. We cannot afford to give up the lives that these guns protect. Next I'll tell you you can solve this problem. We can solve this problem. The NRA, or the National Rifle Association, must be supported, and it can continue to politically defend the Second Amendment right. The NRA politically defends it through its legislative arm called the ILA, the Institution for Legal Action. The Institution for Legal Action, the website opensecrets.org, is a website that explains the lobbying arm of the NRA. According to the website, in 2011, about $3 million was spent by the NRA on lobbying efforts, and 63 individual bills about firearms were lobbied against or lobbied for by the NRA. The NRA website tells how local activist centers help and involve and inform the community. Local activist centers with information on legislation, the different issues, activities and events that are going on. They also help with voter registration and volunteer forms, and access for supporters to immediately email the representatives. The best choice to defend the Second Amendment would be the NRA. Number one, it has 4 million members. It has millions of dollars for lobbying. And even its opponents say the most powerful lobbying group in the country, as stated on the website Politicalist USA. Next, I'll give you something to think about. Without support, the NRA will not be able to keep supporting our right to bear arms. Imagine living in a country without this right. No one is allowed to own a firearm. Would there be lives saved and no gun violence? The answer to this is no, because criminals do not follow the law and would use the black market to get guns. The United States would soon have a black market for guns, much like they do for marijuana. People wouldn't be able to protect themselves in their homes, and criminals would be able to enter the homes during the daylight hours while families were still there. We would live in a country with less rights, but with more violence. As I've explained to you, there is a need for the protection of our Second Amendment right, and the NRA satisfies that need, but you can help also. Supporting the NRA. You can donate a gift or become a member. A member of the NRA, with your support, the NRA can continue to help fight our right to bear arms. This handout explains the basics of the NRA and the ILA. You also see how to donate a gift or to join the NRA. All of this information can also be found on the NRA website, www.nra.com, or visit a local activist center. Contact your local activist center and give support to the NRA. So the words of our founding father, Thomas Jefferson, will still ring true. No free man shall be debarred the use of arms. Thank you.